Hi guys, Humanity Protocol is in Brussels this week for ECC. We're going to have a couple of conversations in the next couple of days with some of the brightest minds that we know in the space. Today with me we have Francisco. Francisco, thank you for doing this with me. I can start with just one simple question. Do you know Humanity Protocol, and if so, what do you think we do?
Yeah, I actually know you guys, and I know what you guys have been trying to do, and I believe that your idea about basically creating a proof of humanity protocol, it's really important for this whole space. We've seen that during the years there were many exploits due to people like using different wallets for airdrops, or like some people in Vietnam like using 500 phones to win more tokens in a play to earn. So we need that kind of like proof of humanity and digital identity on chain, and I believe that it's a much needed solution in the space.
I can actually ask you, what other use cases, novel features, you know, or you think there's a need for it that we should actually try to deliver a solution for them?
Yeah, I believe that first, like, we have a big problem, which is like, how can you prove that a human is a human in the digital world, right? Because a computer, if it interacts with the digital world, it can be like kind of considered human. There's no solution to differentiate both things, right? Like, if you exponentialize the AI movement and how AI is evolving, there come a day where AI is gonna be able to do the captchas and prove that they are humans too, right? Like choosing where's the bicycle is not a real solution for proving humanity, right? And I believe that's why we see like many companies, and Humanity is one of them, like trying to create that, and not just create, like provide a stable solution where you can basically prove your humanity, and they can solve that big problem, which is like not knowing if you're a bot or if you're a human, or if you just like prove it in different wallets, right? Because from what I understood of your solution, like you can only prove that you're one single human, just like in the real world, just like with using your eyes, right? And in the digital world, it doesn't work that way, and so we need such solutions as yours.
I'm sure that you're aware that we are doing palm scan in order to prove that that there's a human behind a wallet, profile, whatever it is. And we are doing this because we really believe that the user experience is actually what we should put on the front line on the crypto industry, right?
Yep.
We know that those projects that put user experience on the first place, those are the ones that are actually onboarding more users, right? And so having that in mind, what are your thoughts on it? Like, do you really think that user experience should be one of the main things that products should prioritize when they are developing a new product? And also, what's your opinion on the palm scan thing?
Yeah, in my honest opinion, I believe like it is for any business, is it Web 2 or Web 3, I believe that we should maximize shareholder value by providing the best possible solution for the customer and for the user, right? Like, I wouldn't go to McDonald's if it wasn't like every time I go there, it's what I expect, like just a burger, right? And I believe it's the same with other applications, with software. Like, people want things that are simple, that improve their life, and that give them like a sense of belonging, right? And that's for different things. Like, we can go for brands, we can go for software solutions, whatever. So in your case, and in the case of proof of identity, I think that is a problem that people don't know they have. But I believe the better user experience, the more people you'll be able to explain how it works, right? And I think that's the major point here, right? Like, there's a problem, there is a possible solution or a potential solution, but it needs to be as friendly as possible so that we can onboard more people and bring people to this amazing world.
Just one last question. You just mentioned there is a problem. Can you give us an example of one problem that either it was your own problem or something that you know, that if by that time proof of humanity or humanity product already exists or social already exists, that problem will never happen. Can you provide us some practical examples?
Like, I don't believe the problem is here right now, because currently the captchas can solve the proof of humanity thing in a way that we need right now, because you only prove that you're human, like in order to access websites or whatnot. And so I believe that in the future, with the evolving technologies, just like artificial intelligence and AGI, I believe that one day they will be able to choose which bicycle it is or which bus it is, right? So we need clever and better ways. So I think that the problem is already here, but the problem is not evolved to a point that we need your solution, but we can see that the problem will evolve there, right? Okay. So your solution is solving a future problem, while captchas is solving a current problem in an efficient way, right? Like, proof of humanity would probably solve the nowadays problem that we have, like with captchas, right? But the thing is, like, we don't need that kind of infrastructure right now, but one day, probably if AI starts to be mean and starts to turn around on us, maybe we need a solution to just like be a human so you can call an Uber, right?
Yeah.
Or be a human so you can order a coffee on McDonald's app or whatever.
You mentioned a problem on the Web 2 space, right?
Yeah.
Regarding Web 3, what do you think, for example, about airdrops? Isn't airdrops or the airdrops model kind of broken in the way that when you take the snapshot, you think that you have 100,000 users, you don't, you just have 100,000 wallets, and most, that means probably that you have 5,000 users with 10, 20, 30 wallets, right? Is that fair for projects?
I believe it's not, and I believe that's one real problem in the current Web3 space, where we need to know that probably a 17-year-old kid that is trying to know the project, is trying to make into the airdrop, and is trying to make some money with it. Maybe it's more important to get him in than to let someone do an airdrop with 20, 30 wallets with huge capital and make them win that airdrop. Because like overall, we need more users, we need more people aware of the solutions that we provide here in the crypto space, and having fair airdrops, it's a thing that we need, and proof of humanity can be the solution to proving that you're actually human, you're actually making the good thing.
We need more valuable users, and more valuable users are human beings in the end, right?
Yeah.
True human beings. And because of that, we need Humanity Protocol to actually provide the best solution possible so that we can verify that there's a human being, in this case behind the wall, but it can be behind a profile or wherever it is.
Yep.
Francisco, thank you so much. It was amazing.
Thank you.
I'll see you later. Bye, guys.